Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we're going to look at the words mail, as in male and female, mail as in postal mail, meal, and deal. We'll look at how we say the vowel sounds in these words, talk a little bit about the dark L sound, which is the L at the ends of words in American English, and help you to pronounce these smoothly and easily in your everyday speech. So first of all, as you can see from the writing here, the word male, as in the gender male, and mail, as in email and you get a letter in the mail, have the same pronunciation, even though they have different spelling. They both have the A diphthong, which in American English we typically spell three different ways. Usually if you have A, sometimes people call this long A. I prefer to call it the A diphthong because it's made up of two sounds gliding between two vowel positions. So that's a kind of vowel that's definitely longer, but the duration of it has more to do with where you see it in the word. At any rate, it looks like this in the IPA. It's an eh gliding to an I, a. For most people, just holding that A longer will help you get the correct sound. And to watch out for where you might see this A in words, we have three ways of spelling it most typically. So most of the time we spell it with two vowel letters. So either with a Y, a I, or an A plus an E. So the E at the end makes the A say its name. That means A sounds like diphthong A. So in male, there's two elements to watch out for in terms of pronouncing it, making sure you have that nice long A, but then we also have our dark L at the end. So in the dark L, unlike the L at the start of words where my whole tongue can lift up, when I say male or feel, I have a little bit of a schwa sound before the L. It means that I'm saying something kind of like the back of my tongue stays down in that schwa position, and just the front of the tongue lifts to make the sound. That means that even though you don't see a schwa here in the IPA, it just goes right from the A to the L. If I lift my whole tongue, male versus male, you can hear how it sounds slightly distorted, slightly different. And so thinking about it as having this kind of y sound, because we're moving from the A vowel to the vowel, a, and we naturally have a bit of a glide in there. So even though you're not going to see it as may, yul in the IPA, in the dictionary, may, yul, that's really the progression of vowel sounds that our mouth does. So looking at that, when I say it quickly, I don't really want to say may, yul with any break there. I'm just gliding from the A to the male, male. But seeing it written out this way may help you be able to make those sounds correctly and to change your final L sound. If you want to know more about the dark L sound at the ends of words, about vowel to vowel linking, about all the different vowel sounds, how they're spelled, how they're pronounced, check out our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. All of our courses are free or under $2, so they're a great resource for these building blocks for pronunciation. They're going to help you on specific words, but also overall in pronouncing any word in American English. Again, that's our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. We also have our 6-week American accent training course that goes into even more details, helps you build practice skills to be able to change your speech. So there's our male. Then when we look at male versus meal, which was the request for this word of the day class, male has the A diphthong and meal has the E vowel. So that's the high front tense vowel, E, which we typically spell with either E just by itself or EE or EA in English. And it's typically the same vowel that you would have in your native language. E is a very common vowel across languages, so you're probably saying the E part of this word correctly. You just want to note again that we have that same phenomenon of the dark L, and because we're going from the E to the we might again have a little bit of a glide there. So if I were going to write every sound, I might see it more like meal, meal. So for mail and meal, these are one syllable words. There's not really a meal. There's no break. We just glide through all of those sounds, but they're kind of almost like two syllable words. So mail, meal, mail, meal. There's so many vowel sounds, so much length and that glide in there that it's a little bit like it's a two syllable word. Okay, so for meal, meal, one thing, if you're having trouble hearing the difference between mail and meal, you might choose another word with A to help you and E to separate them out. So for example, you might say something like, say mail and see meal, or say mail and eat a meal, so that you have that E in eat and meal. You can match that vowel sound, and that A in say and mail, or today's mail. Something that helps you notice and differentiate those two vowels. You're not going to have trouble making a difference between eat and say. It's just because the rest of the word in meal and mail are the same that it makes it challenging. Then lastly, we also had a request for the word deal, and I'm including this here because it has the same pattern as meal. Again, you're going to have the D-O, so I'll be moving from that E to the so you'll have a little bit of a glide and a schwa in there, so deal, deal. When you can say mail, meal, and deal by themselves, do try using them in some short phrases so that they come smoothly, naturally, easily with a new pronunciation when you're speaking. Because if you just work on the word by itself, you might find you get it, and then you go to speak and it still comes out the old way, or it still doesn't sound quite right. So you might say something like, the mail came yesterday. I don't usually send anything in the mail anymore. It was a good meal that we had. I need a meal plan. What's the deal? We made a good deal. Okay, so thank you for those requests. If you have a request you'd like to see as part of the series, do feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. Check out our free online courses on speechmodification.com and our paid courses as a foundation to help you build your skills for pronouncing American English. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Friday, we'll have our live question and answer class. That's at 12 o'clock Seattle time, 3 o'clock Eastern time on Fridays. And you can type your questions in the chat about words, pronunciation, American accent, anything to help you improve, and I'll answer them for you live. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed to the channel, and especially thank you to our channel members. I really appreciate you joining and supporting the channel. Channel members will have our Sunday class where I take your requests from the week, so don't forget to leave your requests at any time on any video throughout the week, and I'll cover them for you on Sunday. If you're interested in channel membership, you can click the join button and check out more about the perks that we offer. Thanks everyone, and look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. See you soon.